Alright guys, we're back with your third installment of the Scheme of the Week. And today we're going to talk about one thing I've been working on basically all week, trying to figure out how to get it fine-tuned. I feel like I finally got the reads down, I finally got the hot routes down, and I can talk to you about this offense. Now I'm going to call, this offense is basically just an offense designed to beat blitzes, and it's just very smooth the way it runs. It's ball control, but at the same time you can learn, if you are a good enough passer, you can of course run no huddle. But I personally don't like the no huddle out of this offense. This is an offense that is methodical. It slowly beats you, and it is very smooth. Now, first up, let's go to the depth chart setup. We're gonna recommend the Houston Texans for this offense. Actually, I need to switch sides here, so we'll do that real quick. Alright, so I'm going to recommend, there's a lot of teams that can run this offense. Basically, to run this offense, you need a quarterback with decent accuracy, short and medium. We're not throwing deep a whole lot. I mean, we do some but on occasion, but just not enough that I'm really dependent on it. So that's a plus, because we can use almost any quarterback for this offense. And it's still a pretty passing balanced. It's a balanced offense, but it's based around a passing play. So, anyways, you need a good running back for sure. That's why the Packers are kind of not good for this scheme, because you can't 5 wide audible Cobb there. However, Alex Green is not bad, so the Packers aren't bad. The Redskins aren't bad. Just basically any team can run this scheme, but we're just suggesting Houston mainly for the defensive side of things. Okay, and of course we love Arian Foster here. Probably, in my opinion, the best running back in the game right now. Adrian Peterson is always going to be the most explosive, I think, but as far as balance and as far as just what, consistency, I think Arian's got to be up there. There's no fullback in the scheme, but we put Ben Tate there if we do want to come out and say a full house three running back package. We have some guys there, so it's just kind of a packaging thing you can kind of mess with. And the key to this is the Houston Texans don't have a whole lot of great receivers, but they have just enough receivers to get by with the scheme. So we got Walter at the number 2. The number 2 is the least important part of the offense. We really don't throw to him much. You got your first receiver. That's the most important part. And the third receiver needs to be a guy, I would say a tight end or a guy with about 65 or up strength, because he's going to go into a fullback position when we audible into a running set. And this works perfectly because we have a good tight end who we can put there that was a fullback. And we also, if we want to put Graham in the game, so there's a lot of things you can do with this offense. But that's the recommended offensive depth chart setup. Now let's talk about the audibles real quick. Let's pull it up. We've got the iForm Pro Comet Pass halfback stretch combination. These two place combinations are very good. And then we got the Strong Pro halfback power and fullback trap. I usually only run iForm or Strong, but I'm mixing in this both, and it actually makes it a little bit more deceptive, because you can hit them in 2 different running formations and 2 different variations. And the fullback trap is one of the best runs in the game right now, in my opinion. So let's talk about how the scheme works. Now the base play is the wide receiver drag, but we have that in our no, wait, we don't. Do we have that in our audibles? Sorry guys, I want to make sure I'm telling you correctly. Okay, yeah we do. Okay, good. The base play is the wide receiver drag, but since we already have that in our audibles, we're not going to come out in that. Basically what you want to do is you want to come out in any play you want based on the situation. Now if I'm just starting the game, then a lot of times I'm going to come out in this deep end. However, that can be a problem. You need to come out in halfback draw, I'd say at least 50% of the time, because that was the only problem I really encountered, was when they would do something like this. When they would go your usual something like this, then it really shut down my offense. And so you need to be aware of that, and that's why halfback draw is so important. So we need to come out in that some to keep them honest. Now let's talk about the wide receiver drag real quick, and why this is one of the best plays in the game. Now if they call any man play, check this out guys, if they call any man play at all, so 2-man enter, this linebacker is going to stay with this running back. So we'll snap the ball. The drag's going to pick him off, and you got perfect, you know, got really good separation there and man coverage. So you're always looking to the right side of the field first to diagnose the coverage and to see if you can get a quick pass to R1 or circle. And a lot of times what you're going to get is that read. Now let's talk about it from a zone version. So let's call standard cover 3, just to simply show you the main hot routes I do. You can do whatever you want with the tight end. The 3 key ones are a 10 and out, a drag, a slant, and a streak or a zig. So basically everything, just depending on the situations. Like, for example, here you see how they're lined up inside, so we're going to put him on a 10 and out. Now, if they were doing something like this, now they're lined up outside, so we're going to drag or slant. Slant is better against man coverage, and drags are, of course, better against zone coverage. So now let's talk. We get him in. Okay. Now let's talk about this play versus zone. You see that? Okay, you see that read? Okay, you got the drag. And if you have, for example, say I decide to slant Casey against zone. Then I need to read him really quick and see if he's going to get separation, and then I need to go to the right side of the field. So, for example, here I read him quick. Okay, I got separation. Okay, I throw it. Because he's your first read when it goes across the middle of the field. For example, man coverage, I call wide receiver drag, and I put him on a 10 and out. He's not going to be my first read then. But when he's on a drag or a slant, he is. So that's something you need to pick up on. Now, let's talk about if they do something like this. Say you're running wide receiver drag, and you got they know you have to run man coverage to get drags. So they do something like this. Hold on, I'm trying to get my guys. They do something like this. Okay, this is kind of something I've seen actually. So you don't be surprised at anything. But if you see them pressed up, put Johnson on a streak, and if you get that press animation, bam, you got that cover 2 beating kind of scheme there. Now let's talk about, and you don't want to put him on a streak every time you see press coverage, because a lot of people press every play. I personally do. But let's talk about the drag route against man coverage and how to get that open. So we snap the ball. You see how he's kind of run with him, and then, oh shoot, he's got me. Okay, here's how to get that drag open against man coverage. If that's your only read, it's open. Say they're user guarding the halfback, and Casey is playing, they man up Namdi on Casey, or something crazy happens, and you have to go to your circle receiver. Well, you simply snap the ball. Okay, playmaker to the right, pass lead to the inside, and he now has position. So once you see that, you can make that quick adjustment. Now, let's talk about the left side of the field against man coverage. We have one of the best routes in Madden Info 13 in the square route, the Poco route, and the like the, I don't know what it's called. These angle routes, like there's one that goes to the outside and there's one that goes to the inside. This one personally goes to the inside. So this one is really good against, watch, let's just snap the ball and show you. You want to smart route it. I personally don't smart route it, but you can if you want to make it your first read, like a really quick snap throw. You can sometimes get separation. But what I would personally do is this. I would smart route the route if I felt it was man. If I felt it was zone, I wouldn't. And if I didn't know, I would just leave it. I'd make my reads. Okay, nothing's open. Okay, nothing's open. Okay, pass lead down to the outside. Click on. Undercut the ball. And now you have a nice check down against man coverage. Now let's talk about this post route and why it's important. Say somebody runs this. So, because you will see this. Say they run cover 2 stink, similar to this. Well, base hot routes. Okay. Snap the ball. Okay, you see how the drag sucks that middle linebacker down, and you can pass that a post route if it's a last check down read. So that's how we use that route in combination with all the other plays. A lot of times, guys, personally, you won't get to those routes, but they are a nice little safety valve on the left side of the field. Now, so just real quick, okay. See how the little pick route works? It's just so beautiful the way that's like, honestly, guys, I never even really, I always took it for granted. But man, when you can get a pick like that and get that much separation, because look, just boom, and then there's nothing he can do. Like, he's done. You have to user that. You have to guard probably for. Yeah, and watch this. Even if I use, let's just show you here real quick. Even say I use the guy on the halfback, and I know it's coming, so I get ready for it. I sprint out. I'm still almost getting picked, and a lot of times, let's just show you real quick one more time. It's kind of hard to do with two controllers, but okay. So I'm gonna throw it blind, okay, and I throw it, and it's tough. And then say I sprint out like to the route. So say you see somebody who starts doing this, like they take Carter, and they just make a beeline for that route. So something like this. You're not throwing that route. It's still gonna get picked. Like, you're still gonna get that pick animation over there, but sometimes they'll just get through. So what you can do to counter that is this. Put Foster on a flat route to the left. He sprints out. Oh, crap. So a shovel pass, and very smooth. So that is the concept, the basic concept of the offense, how it works from the base play. Now let's talk about one of my favorite plays to check down into. It's called the deep end, and that's what we usually come out in if we're not going to run a draw. Now, you can do whatever you want on the right side of the field as far as the circle and the R1 receiver. I personally leave them on their routes, and sometimes smart tending out the right receiver as a check down read or fade him, kind of depending on what you want to do. You can also motion him in, snap him after 2 steps. This is a universal thing you can do from this formation. It's a man beater, very easy. But there's plenty of videos on YouTube about that, guys. So I'm not gonna waste your time with that. And then one other thing I've been doing a lot lately is motion snapping zigs, and it's just that's tough to defend from man coverage, guys. And you're gonna see a lot of man coverage. That's just the way this year is. So, but the first read on this play is the X receiver. And when I see something like this, and I see that, okay, bands. If I don't see them drop any linemen into coverage, that's where I'm going. Unless they do something like this. If you see someone maybe use the safety down, and they just go whoop, then you hit triangle on that route, and I'm going to show you how to hit that route later. But overall, the base of the system is that little dig in route, and the only way you can stop it, in my opinion, the only way you can stop it, you got to user it. It's like a snap through a zig, but it's a little better because it's kind of like it could also work as a check down. I'm throwing things on the ground, motioning people I don't want to. So it's really quick. So they're in a cover 3 and they spied this guy. Okay, I throw it, and it's just not there. It's not the same. But say they run just a simple cover 3. Say they're setting up a blitz or something. Right in the middle of the zone, very smooth. So that is how we use that route. Now let's talk about how we use this triangle route to really make it tough to defend both routes at the same time. And guys, you need to practice this pass lead because I still have trouble. I was playing Gibbs earlier, and it was open. The play was open, and it is just tough to. It's very difficult to get the ball there. You have to do it right at the right time. And it's basically whenever he makes his little cut in here, you're going to pass lead to the left. So he snaps the ball, makes a little cut, pass lead to the left, and you can't guard it. I mean, you have to user guard it. You have to be flowing to it. If you're flowing here, say I'm usering him, say I'm usering this guy. Okay, I'm going to snap it. Okay, I'm flowing. Oh, I'm still overplaying it. So what you would have to do to stop that is say user church here. And what you would do is you would jump at this, then you flow back, and now you defend that. That's how you would stop those 2 routes in combination, but that doesn't mean you can stop the rest of the routes on the play. So guys, it's all about on offense making your reads. I'm going to give you the plays to do it. You just need to make your reads. So one more time here. Makes this cut, and you just I was late there. See, you have to lab this route. Because in my opinion, it's a game-changing route. It's right before he makes his cut. Like if you see him, once you see him make his cut, you're too late. So take that for what it's worth, and you just want to fill it about 10 yards. Once he reaches, say, the 17-yard line or so, is where we're trying to hit it. So about 13 yards. So right there, and it's tough. Now let's talk about a quick play. Let's talk about it against zone here. So really quick, what's going to happen? What should happen anyway? This yellow zone's going to get sucked into Casey. If that happens, he's going to be wide open. If he doesn't, Casey's wide open. Let's see here. See, and you still pass. It's the same. If it's zone, you want to pass lead up and to the right. So at probably 2 o'clock on a clock kind of scenario there. But yeah, that's how I do that. So one more time here for a fan. Okay, and he'll do different things, guys. Also, that's a big thing to be aware of. The middle linebacker doesn't always do the same thing, especially this year. So you need to read him, and you know that's real NFL. So I'm not mad about that. That's, you know, you have to read the defense, you have to make a play, and you can't just predetermine throws. So for example here, okay, he stays with him. Eventually he'll come down. And what you can do is you can wait, but a lot of times you won't have to. If you're playing elite players, you won't have time to wait, in my opinion. So you need to be quick with your reads. But let's show you here. See how he stays in there now? Pass lead up and to the right. Click on. It's tough to guard that. Now, we've seen how those two routes work. Now let's talk about the reason we don't want to smart route this comeback route and why it works off of this play. So these are the first two reads. Once you make this high-low read, and if they're user guarding it, okay, which in my opinion is the only way you can stop it, then we're going to work this curl flat combo to the right side of the field, as you see there. And I think Schaub throws outs pretty good. So it's just a curl flat combo. It's very simple. If you want to make it more effective, like if I really like this route that Foster's on, because what you can do is snap, throw it to him, and he kind of gets upfield a little better than on that wide receiver drag route, like as far as a snap throw. But let's talk about the in route. If you pass it to the right, it's just not very good against man coverage. And last year, I think in routes were a little more effective, but this year they're just not. So you need to go with the out route if you're going to go with one of the two. And you see there, that's curl flat combo. Let's talk about it against zone really fast. The flat route should get sucked down by Foster. If he doesn't, we'll hit Foster. You see, okay, he sucks down like that. And I like to throw picks. I called the wrong zone. Cover 2 there. What he did there, I called cover 2, and that's actually something you guys can maybe lab a little bit. This middle linebacker, if there's no streak or drag, it's going to flow out to the out route. So that's something you guys can maybe put into your scheme. But cover 3, as far as cover 3 goes, which is what you're going to see more of. Snap the ball, he's going to get sucked down, and it's just still wide open. Now let's talk about cover 2 sink, one of the most called zones this year. I often call it too because it stops out routes, and you need out route defense this year. So, they called cover 2 sink. Okay. Oh, he's flowing with him. Okay, well, I'm just going to check down. I'm just going to check down to my running back. I may, yeah, sure, it's not 50 yards, but I mean it's 3 or 4, and it keeps you going. It keeps the momentum going offensively. You're never going backwards in theory, so that is why we do what we do there. See, he stays with him. Okay, we'll take 7. We'll take 5. All right, now let's talk one lot. Well, okay, so we've covered the curl flat combo there. Now say they do something similar, like some people have. This is a common D this year. Just hook routing the corner, and what you would have to do here is you would have to hook route Carter to stop everything we're trying to accomplish, and say they're doing all this for the left side of the field. Well, this is where the comeback route comes in handy. Okay, nothing's open, and we throw to the comeback route when he comes back. Very smooth, works perfectly because as soon as the out route breaks, as soon as we make that read, literally almost instant, that comeback route breaks. So once again, something like this is what you'd have to do to stop all this over here. So you make a read, okay, not there, okay, not there, okay, we're right here. And guys, a quick read you can make to tell whether your out routes are going to be open or not, just to let you know. This is a side note. We're at 20 some odd minutes already, but when they're in a hook zone, watch this. Watch Claiborne. You see how he just backpedals and then goes out? Well, now let's talk about man coverage. He's not going to backpedal. You see how he presses? He's not going to backpedal, so you know the outs are going to be there. Now, say they're in cover 2. He presses and then releases. And Sean Lee is just, that's zone coverage, guys. That's why you get guys like Sean Lee. But, say it's cover 3. That's a good one. Because he's still going to backpedal, but he's going to go deep, I think. I think that's right. So if he starts backpedaling, watch this. Say he backpedal, but then he turns his hips to the inside, that's when you know. But let's talk about the difference. This is just a side note, and I think it's pretty important. Now he's in hook zone. He backpedals, does not turn to the inside, and you know he's sitting on that route. That is something you guys need to be aware of. Now, I don't know about this. This is kind of just a little blab part of this. He stays there, and then oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. But he never turns his hips inside. Check this out real quick. Whenever he's going to the deep zone, he will turn his hips to the inside. Turns his hips inside. You know you have your out route. So real quick, one more time for the fans at home. We're going to run through all this one more time. Whenever he turns his hips, watch this. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to point to it. Turns his hips inside there, we know it's there. Okay? That's very important to realize that. Now, if he's in a yellow zone, this is how you read the defense. He will never turn his hips inside, so you don't throw it. You have like a 2-second-ish kind of read, where what's going to happen is he's going to either go deep and turn his hips inside, or he's not going to turn at all. If he doesn't turn, you check down. If he does turn, you immediately throw it. It's kind of like instantaneous, but it's got to be muscle memory, and that's how you read the defense this year. Now let's talk one last time. We got man coverage. As soon as you see him press up, you already know you got it. So that's simple, very, very clear how we run the deep end. Now I'm gonna just keep going on this, even though I know this is a long video, so you may want to watch it in segments. But we're gonna try to cover the offense within an hour, which is gonna be kind of difficult because this offense is really pretty solid. So we've covered the deep end, we've covered wide receiver drag. So now we're going to cover the quick pass, audible up, the slants play. Now, you don't want to hot route anybody on this play, in my opinion. And what we mainly use this for is when we see a lot of this. You know, we're starting to see guys kind of dropping people in hook zones, kind of spying some guys, respecting the drag, purpling some guys. Check into our slant play, and we pass lead these slants. You can do it a variety of ways, but against zone, you're going to mainly pass lead up. See, we pass lead to the up, and it's just you just throw it right through the zone. Like you got to trust it. It may not look open, but it is. Here it is against man, and you see he roasts his... Daniels will roast his man most of the time. And I think if you get a press animation on the right side, as you saw we just got there, you wait for him to beat it. That didn't work right. My bad. So you could put Johnson on the deep out, but that's really not that's not the purpose. We don't want to run this is maybe a 2 or 3 time per game call, and we only run this play whenever we feel there's a heavy zone look. So we're trying to read the defense here. Once we read that the defense has been doing a lot of this, something like this. Okay, this is you'll see a lot of this. I run this though. Then we're going to check down into this FS slant play, and we're just going to make a quick read over the middle. And you see a lot of times you're going to get that wide open slants, pass lead them through, because the spies can't stop it. Like the spies can contain drag routes. Spies cannot stop slant routes when they're trying to cover the deep middle with the backers for that X route, and then the triangle route that we're about ready to throw one more time. Let me show you real quick. We're just going to call the same play. We're going to show you how it covers what we mean. So deep in. Okay. And you see it it'll hit him and he may drop it. So you can they'll probably be experimenting with that. So if they do something like that, we're going to do these little slant routes. Hit the wrong button there, guys. I meant to hit circle. And oftentimes circle is going to be wide open. Now against man coverage, triangle would be wide open. So, you know, if you make a poor read and you read man and they are in the actual man coverage, then you're going to get triangle cutting right across the field. And you just pass lead right. Pretty simple. And then when you want to go to the circle, you want to pass lead up. So you would only go to circle in a zone scenario. And then if you can't pass lead up immediately, then you just wait till he clears. It's very simple, but it's effective. You know, I mean, that's the thing. So now let's talk really quick about the deep pass audible. This is a audible that we call down in the red zone. If I want to pass from this formation in the red zone, I'm probably going to throw this play. So a lot of things you're gonna see a lot of this in the red zone. Something like that. So we have our drag, we have our zig route motion snap zigs that we can do stuff with. So let's just see if we can. Okay, it's a quick read, and if you try to let the play develop, it's not going to develop. So you've got to trust your quick read. Because as you see here, this is a lot of things you'll see in the red zone right here. A lot of one-man rushes, a lot of difficult to really read it, and you're sacked. What we do out of this play is we run it standard. You can wheel Foster if you really want to. You don't have to. You can blue route him because some people heavy blitz. I heavy blitz in the goal line. I don't like two-man under in goal line. Even though it's effective, it's just, I don't know, it's not for me. But what we're going to do here is we're going to read a quick throw between triangle and X. If we see a spy drop, we're going triangle. So right there. And that's 2-3 yards. Keeps you moving. Oftentimes I run the ball in the red zone. But that's just how we work that. Now, I really don't call this much. This is just kind of a thing you can call if they're going too much run D in the red zone, and you see, so like say they're already going into the run D. So a lot of people for run D, a lot of people is show blitz and purple to the ends. And well, we should get Casey. I'm late. You gotta snap. You don't want to move your quarterback. You just want to let him sit there, and you just want to snap and throw. So, like right there. For some reason, I'm having trouble getting the route to work correctly. There it is. There it is. And then what you could do is say they do this. Say they do this. Say they don't purple the D ends because you're running curl flats on them, so they can't. It's not going to be working. And you go like this. Say they spy the D ends to take away the snap throw. Okay, you're patient. Okay, that's not there. Oh, look at that. Oh, shoot. Where did his man go? Let's just replay that for you guys. If you run man coverage against this play, watch his man. Oh, and then he just stays there. He's like, oh, look at that. That's like 15 yards. Like, that's literally like at least 10 yard separation. So, I mean, man coverage he's gonna get very good separation. Let's see what we got. You can do anything with Walter, 10 and out, put him on a fade, whatever. I just leave him on that deep end, but if you want to put him on a 10 and out, oh wait, we still got outs in the red zone. So I mean, this is a mix and play for red zone offense. It's not something you want to be doing constantly. And also, you can mix this in your actual scheme because it looks just like wide receiver drag because you got your drag because a lot of times you're reading your drag. Okay, now they're running man coverage on. Uh-oh, I got zigs. So, I mean, kind of something you need to mix in. So let's get back into the another play we like to call on occasion. And guys, there's a variety of setups. I'm going to have all these setups written up, but I'm basically trying to go over the concepts with you in video footage so that I can explain what I'm trying to write. And that's kind of the key there. We can talk about really any play you want, honestly, but another play I like is double sluggo, because what happens now is they know the drag right is coming, but they don't know that the drag from the left side is coming. So now we get the drag from the left side. Oftentimes I put Johnson on a 10 and out, and I like to leave Foster on that wheel route, put him on a wheel route, simply because it's going to look like wide receiver drag if you're just reading the running back, but it's really not. So we see this, oh, there's no drag, okay. Then you check down to your triangle drag. Now, say your triangle drag happens to be covered like it was there, which it really shouldn't be. I think I just didn't make a good pass lead. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, you want to pass lead down and out, and it's just it's like a West Coast type of read, and you just want to take whatever the defense gives you. Now, you could drag case if you want and get a little mesh concept going over the middle here. See there? Oh, that was by design too. No, I'm just kidding. What you're going to get is these two crossing routes are going to come across the field. It's a very simple read. Okay, that's not there. Throw it up for a sluggo route. See if you can't make a play. Sluggo routes, if you watch Monster Chappie, and he talked earlier on in the year about sluggo routes beating man coverage and being good user catch options. So let's talk about that real quick. Wait till you get about 10 yards, and you want to click on, and it's very difficult. It's a headache to defend that route. Purple routes are going to stop it, but oh man, it's effective, and we just need to go over that. We just need to cover that real quick. So you just pass it to the inside. If you guys want, just go over to Monster Chappie's channel and just look up that video. But what happens here is you just pass it to the inside after he gets, just right before he makes his cut, similar to deep in, and you click on. And if you've seen any counting, he talks a lot about route anticipation. And that's similar to what we're trying to do here. I think he even covered the sluggo in week 1 of Madden as one of his first Playbook access weeklies over at MaddenTips.com, so you can go over there for some resources. Now let's talk about why I'm throwing the pick. Timing is crucial on this route. If your timing's off by even an inch, you can get a pick. But you want to wait. He starts to cut in. Okay, right before he cuts out, you want to get it thrown. And then you want to click on, make a play. Now let's say you want to hit it deep. Well, wait till he cuts outside. So you need time to do that though too. But you want to wait until he cuts to the outside. Pass lead to the outside. And what you want to, I'm working on this guys too. It's mainly for zone coverage. I actually forgot to call zone here. Because say they're calling their little purple to stop the sluggo. Okay. Well, okay, you wait. Okay, now we got to pass it down into the outside, or up into the outside if you want, whatever you want there. And again, zone is going to roast it. So it's just a read, but a lot of times it's going to be very good against man coverage. So that's like a thing you can kind of see if you see them drop a guy from their D line, then you want to start looking over there the sluggo. So I like to keep at least one sluggo on these routes. Now on the other one, I just fade him or put him on a 10 and out or a curl. Just as a check down read, kind of a safety valve. And if we do our dual drags here, you'll see, okay, we read drags, okay, nope, okay, we snap, we quickly check down. Because, guys, a lot of times what's going to happen is if the drags are covered, the sluggos won't be. So you can almost throw it blind. Okay, drags covered at the snap, okay, I check down to my sluggo. My timing's off right now, guys. But, okay, covered, okay, sluggo. Click on and let the best receiver in the game drop the ball. Now, say you read purple. Okay, nope, 10 and out over here. Because that's going to be man coverage. So say that. So that forces them to do something like this. But even that won't stop the drag route. So, I mean, it's a mix and play. It probably gets called maybe 3 times a game, but it's very effective. You know, so do work on that. That play is kind of. I'm not very good at the sluggo route user catch yet, as you've kind of seen, but I can get them occasionally. I just don't rely on them. Some people have a whole scheme around that. That's fine if they're good at it. They do, you know, they're going to do what they do, but I don't really like it as much. But it is very effective, so do try that. One other play I want to talk about. This is a play I've recently just worked in. Is this tight end stick? Now we know that man coverages, they're going to be, you know, the middle linebacker is forced to cover the running back. So if I put Casey on a zig, and I put Foster on a, or Johnson on a streak of fade, this is kind of, you really, I think you want to mix this in a lot. We put Casey on a zig or a drag. I personally drag him just so I can keep these drags consistent. And then you want to 10 and out Walter. The main read is Foster, and watch this. It's a snap and throw. And if there's no purple, if you don't see them drop a defensive end, throw it. Just throw it. Just trust me. And if you throw a pick, live with it. Figure out why you did it, and change it. But I have not thrown a pick, and I've not really even thrown it. I've always gotten at least 25 to 10 yards out of this play. Let's see what happens if they drop it in, just to cover it for you guys real quick. I want to see. I'm going to throw it blind too. Throw it blind. You're still getting underneath. So you're going to get 3 or 4. West Coast scheme. We're still in that. I'm always in that mindset, guys. Especially because I'm such a defensive-minded player. I feel if my offense can get 3 or 4 every play, 3 or 4 yards, I mean, I'm going to win most of my games. So here, the contain, no. So you have to user guard this route by putting the D lineman here. I'm throwing this blind, by the way. So user, okay, I'm there, and people can user that. So if they user that, then they're in trouble. Because, quite frankly, I personally don't like user guarding the running back on most of my plays. So check this out, guys, real quick. So they start to user that route. Okay, we have our drag against man coverage over here to the tight end. Now let's say they run zone. So we're just assuming that that route is already gone. We're just assuming that route that Foster is taken away. So say they run zone against. And you get curl flat combos on both sides, by the way. But actually, no, what we need to do here is we need to put Walter on a fade or a slant pattern. Or a drag. You can put him on drag. Yeah, let's put him on drag, guys. We'll put him on a drag. That's the new thing. So, but we have our curl flat concept over here. So he's in zone. And we make a poor throw. What was I trying to say? Oh, the drag is going to beat the zone. Anyways, guys, you don't really have to worry about that, but just for the fans at home, then we'll call our double drags. And we got 2 drags against zone coverage. You have a deep end that's going to make those yellows go back. So that's why the drags are effective. That's why I like that deep end there. And then you have a 10 and out against man coverage, as you see. And you also have one of the most frustrating routes to defend in the game, in my opinion. In this route. So that's how I run that play. That play might start to be getting a little bit more call in the way I run this. Now, let's go over something real quick, see if there's any other plays I wanted to talk about. We will talk about mid-draw, and but it's only going to be for like 5 seconds. Now, you're going to see a lot of, I don't know, this X option play. I don't know if, I'm trying to remember. This is one of the most effective routes is every year. You have a curl flat combo to the left, and you want to read that first. And if you have that, okay, we'll throw that. That's fine. Now, say they do something crazy over there, and they try to take that away from you. This is kind of let's talk about this. See that route? We're talking man coverage. My bad. I accidentally audibled into a zone. But that route to circle. This play I've never really called. But I do notice this route to circle. It's always one of the most effective routes. Pass to the inside, click on, and it's just man coverage just doesn't play well with it. So that's you do something with that route. But the main route here is this post to Casey. The reason I like this in conjunction with all the other plays is because they're running a lot of zone because they can't really run man coverage. And what you can do is put Foster on hook. Just suck that yellow zone down. Unless he plays deep, then you just check down. But again, you like drags, they're consistent, so I'm calling a lot of drags. And this post route, pass lead down into the inside, click on, and it's gonna work very well with the rest of the scheme. You can do the same thing from wide receiver drag though. What you do is you would streak him. And here is a pass lead against man coverage, pass lead to the outside. And now let's talk real quickly about zone coverage from the streak from the wide receiver drag play. This is something I rarely ever call. But you do need to mix it in. You see there. Somehow I didn't catch that, I don't know. Real quick. And there it is. So that's kind of how we run the doubles formation out of this playbook. And we spent 45 minutes on one formation, so I hope you got a really good grasp of the playbook. Real briefly, this is something that Gibbs and I kind of went back and forth about. Is do I run this? How do I run? You know, I was having trouble against guys who would do something like this. Like, you see how you got this bare front. Crap. Hold on. Yeah, the bare front, and it's a faggy out of it. And what I was getting. One second here, let me adjust this. What I was getting was I would call draw and then I get stuck in the backfield. But what the problem was is because I was holding turbo. So guys, you need to run halfback draw at least twice per drive, and you just want to slide line in, and you don't want to hit turbo until you're in the clear, and then that's when you hold turbo. So that's how I run the doubles formation. Now let's talk about the rest of the playbook. This is going to be really a lot faster. It's probably going to spend 15 minutes on it. Power O from Strong Eye Pro, one of the best runs in the game this year. You just want to slide line left, snap the ball, and just read that tackle. If it's inside, go inside. If it's outside, go outside. It's a very simple read. So we run outside predominantly, but what you can do is if you see them do this. I love the check down run as a halfback dive, and you just want to block line aggressive, and you just want to slither in. You never want to turbo though. Turbo kills this run. Just watch what happens really quick. This is something I had to learn. If I hit turbo, as soon as I snap the ball, then I'm running right for 3 yards, maybe. If I don't hit turbo, crap, I hit the wrong formation. It's a very simple audible out, though. What you can do is motion here, and then all of a sudden, bam, we're in strong eye pro. If I don't do what I just said, if I don't hold turbo, look at that huge hole that opens up. So, you know, halfback dives, in my opinion, are one of the best runs in the game this year, or one of the worst, depending on how you run them. With the way I'm teaching it here, it makes it very effective. Fullback trap here, one of the best runs in the game. Basically, they're starting to overplay. They're starting to shift. They're starting to use it as safety, come down and crash over here. All of a sudden, we call fullback trap, and oh, we got caught up there. But you want to slide your line, I think, to the left. I think you want to slide line aggressive or left. So really quickly, you just want to slither in here for maybe 3 or 4. It's just a mix-in. And you could put the counter weak in place of it, but I love that fullback trap because it's similar to fullback slam from Full House in the fact that you're never really going to get blown up in the backfield. As you see, we're kind of just slithering in for about 3 every time. So, you know, that's something to mix in. If you use the Green Bay, you put Randall Cobb there, it becomes very effective, very explosive. Now, let's talk about the quick pass audible from the Strong Eye Pro, one of the best quick passes in the game. Actually, no. No, we don't. No, that's the wrong play. Never mind. Let's talk about the deep pass audible. That's what I wanted to talk about. This option route to Casey is similar to that deep end in the fact that we can pass lead it open. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what the coverage was. Did you see that? Is that a man switch? Can we just find something here? Let's just check real quick. Let's just see what happens. So the middle linebacker, or the right outside linebacker is going to be manned up on Casey. Check into your deep pass audible. Will Daniels, blue route Foster. I like that route to Walter. I like the 10 and out Johnson. We don't pass a lot, but when we pass, we want it to be effective. Let's watch this. That middle linebacker does not switch off, which is very nice. So that's good. Because you're going to get an easy drag. You can throw those drags a lot against man coverage. Let's talk real quick. Deep is the X option. Curl flat combo against zone. You got that little crossing route against zone. You got that little zig route. Let's talk about the zig route real quick. It works like a poco route, but it's like a mini poco route. So it's a snap throw. You want to read that. You know, these are a lot of quick reads. You have to be quick to read it, but I think with the proper lap time, you can be it becomes very effective. So, just a quick read. You want to look here first, then you want to go back to that, then you want to go to circle. Quick read. Oh, I got this route. Oh, that's just nasty. Like, now say they do this though. This is their adjustment. Get a flat over here. Get a deep blue for the out route. Okay. Check this out. Just like the deep end. Pass lead to the right before he cuts. Very difficult to stop. So, and the thing is, though, they're not going to be dropping a whole lot of guys from the defensive line because we're going to be running. So that's why you have to run the ball, you know, to be effective out of that. So real quick, we're going to go over the iPhone Pro really quick. We got the halfback stretch, one of the best runs this year in Madden. And what you want to do is just slide line to the left. You get your double team. You get your fullback out there. Easy 10, 5 yards there. And it's an outside run, so again, we're trying to get the defense to stop blitzing us up the middle. It's going to be, this run beats blitzes, guys. So you have to kind of zone out. And once I start doing that, we check down into our run audible down, and we have an inside run here. Now, the key to this whole offense is the ability, and actually the counter weak might not be a bad idea. Let's show you how I'm thinking about running this counter weak. I'm thinking about always audibling into I formation, guys, too. I always want to audible into I formation for one reason, and I'll share with you in just one quick second as I change these audibles. So fullback trap is a nice play if you want it in there, but counter weak might be better, just for the system, just for the scheme. So really quickly, if I can get my play set up. check down into Power O. Or wait, I did that wrong. You're going to come into I form. So you're going to come into halfback stretch. Now you're going to motion Daniels out. Now you have a strong I pro. Now you're still going to run halfback stretch though. So it's the same blocking. It's actually a little better. And now what we can do, say they overplay that. So say we run halfback stretch. Say we run halfback stretch here. Okay, we motion over. Okay. Uh-oh, it's not there. We check into counter weak. It's a very simple transition. All of a sudden we're running to the left side. Okay. Now let's check out this real quick. We have the run audible down as halfback dive. Well, it's going to the left, so when I motion the guy to the left, no, I want to motion him to the right, and I'm going to cut back over the center. Wait, why is it not? Let me motion. Oh, you can't do that. Huh. That's not good. So we're probably not going to run a whole lot of I-form pro halfback dive, but you can mix it in as just a quick hitter. If they already start to go into their strong I pro D, just hit him quick from I-form. So that's how I would use that. But this motion makes it very effective because what happens is we're basically in strong I pro all the way, but now we have a stretch run from that and this comet pass run play, one of the best plays in all of Madden. You want to drag Johnson, you want to blue route Daniels, you have pass protection now, and the first read here is going to be the drag route. Then if it's not there, that's going to mean it's man coverage, so we're going to throw to Foster. And you have to time these comet passes this year. It's not as easy as it was last year. And every year basically since Madden came out. But I'm going to wait for him to start coming upfield. And you don't want to pass lead it, you just want to throw it. Because he's going to get that inside position, and it's going to give us a very effective play to go to down in the red zone when we want to pass out of I-form and they're starting to blitz everybody on the goal line. Let's talk about the deep pass audible really quick. You got like 2 blue routes, very nice. But you want to wheel route Daniels, and then you want to motion him and put him on your own wheel route. And you have a corner drag combo over there, and a 10 and out that beats man coverage on the left. But you see how these corners roast man coverage, so you want to mix that in, but you don't want to call that all the time. Really quickly, the play action game, I do want to use that more. So let's check out this play action audible. So we have a very nice play action audible here. We have a curl flat combo to the right side of the field, and we have a drag over here. You want to motion Daniels over, snap the ball, and we got very solid reads there. And you have your drag still. The drags are in my opinion, the most important part of this offense is the drags. So, just want to see something. You see motion over stretch, and you go. The reason we don't go to strong I first, let me show you really quick. The reason we don't go to strong I first is because if we want to motion Daniels to the left to get into the I form, oh no, he just goes all the way over, and it's a very quick tell. So that's kind of something that you need to be aware of. So that's why you never want to go to strong I first. Okay, really quickly. And guys, actually we're going to take Power O out of the strong I pro audible. We're going to get it from I form because it's the same thing. So the only run we're going to have from strong I is going to be because I didn't actually intend on thinking about this while I was making the scheme, but it actually makes a lot of sense now because I form Power O is a lot better than strong I in my opinion. So you want I form Power O in there, and now you have that counter weak just has a nice quick transition. You can put counter in there, but I don't like that. I like this counter weak for strong pro. So what we're gonna do is now, I think I did that. Here's strong I pro counter with Power O, and it's the same kind of thing. You're still gonna get strong I pro. The difference is in the deception of it. Because we motion over. Now it just works better with the scheme. And you could, it doesn't really matter, but you just come into it, so you know, so they may think, oh, he's going to check down to the run all the way down, so they're going to be wide first. No, we got the power O here, and you can run it inside or outside. So, I mean, it's just something to think about. You could do whatever you want with that power O, and you could do whatever you want with the counter weak. But in my opinion, I would probably, I don't know, I would probably do what I just did there. But I don't know. You can just mix it up. You can go one game with Power O from I4 and one game from Strong Pro. Just see. And one thing I want to touch on quick. That Comet Pass. I did that wrong. It's a user catch to that square receiver. If everything's covered, what you want to do, really quickly, because I'm running low on time, is you want to check down in your Comet Pass. You want to motion over, pass lead down to the inside to Walter. Click on, go get it. It's very difficult to stop from man coverage, and of course you can just pass lead it open through a zone. So that's the theory behind that route. You see there, man coverage is in on it. So a lot of things you can do for this offense. In my opinion, one of the most underrated offensive playbooks in the game. Every year, run heavy, because it never changes. I do like that. Well, there's not a whole lot of changes to it. So, but I like this motion over concept here that we're doing now, where we're motioning over. But say, like, you go right into counter, okay, it automatically motions over. It's a very smooth transition. So, a lot of things you can do with this offense using basic drag route streaks, and it all starts with this one play. Thanks, guys.